The Salesforce ExactTarget Marketing Cloud email solutions build lasting one-to-one relationships with your customers, allowing you to create tailored, relevant content in any language. Easy-to-use drag-and-drop tools let you create an email in seconds. Segment lists, track results across all campaigns, and send real-time transactional emails like cart abandonments and shipping confirmations. You can use predictive content tools to automatically select products and offers for customers based on their online and offline behaviors, while unlimited data storage allows you to keep complete and accurate customer profiles based on their histories. Testing and optimization lets you try out specific content, subject lines, and more before the big launch. And if your campaign is location-specific, dealers and franchises can easily personalize the content using distributed marketing solutions. You can even utilize burst sending technology for flash sales, reaching millions in minutes about great deals with limited inventory. Then reviewing before deploying each of these email solutions is easy, with approval and content workflows. You're now able to better manage customer journeys, setting and tracking goals, adjusting as needed. And because it's integrated with both sales and service clouds, customers are provided with a seamless experience from beginning to end, while you follow along every step of the way, from anywhere. Connect to customers like never before with the ExactTarget Marketing Cloud.
Please welcome to the stage ExactTarget Marketing Cloud's Senior Director of Email Products, Ben Pippinger.
Good morning, email people. Good morning. Welcome to the ExactTarget Keynote. I am absolutely thrilled to be here this morning to let you know what we've been up to with our email products. The reason I am so pumped up is I started at ExactTarget in 2005. And most of that time I spent working with hundreds, if not thousands, of our customers as part of our professional services organization. So I get to take that knowledge and that experience along with the world's best engineering team and product managers and deliver email products for all of you. So I am just absolutely pumped to be here today. So before we jump into what we've been up to, I want to reflect just for a minute on this past year, because it has been an absolutely amazing year. Since Connections last year, you all sent 237 billion emails off of the ExactTarget platform. Yes, that is huge. So I thought for a minute, how do I put context around that number, 237 billion? So I actually Googled it, 237 billion, and counted the zeros to make sure I had it right. And what I found out was kind of interesting. So if you were to start counting right now, one number per second, all the way to 237 billion, it would take you 7,500 years. So it's just a huge, huge number. So congratulations. Of those 237 billion, you all sent 8.5 triggered emails off our platform, 8.5 billion triggered emails off our platform. So a triggered email are those API-driven, real-time emails. They're really mission-critical, things like your e-receipts, your shipping confirmations, your order confirmations, those real-time messages. You sent 8.5 billion of those, which is just incredible. While it's not 237 billion, with 8.5 billion, you could still deliver a single email to every single person on the planet Earth. So still a pretty big and impressive number. So if you think about all of those emails and the traffic that was generated on the web, that's 64 billion opens and clicks. So just a ton of traffic that hopefully drove a lot of conversions for you all in your business. So the reason that we scale our platform the way that we do, and the reason that we continue to innovate the way that we innovate, is because of you all. So thank you for partnering with us, and thank you for allowing us to be part of your business. It means the world to us. Now, we've been at this for about 14 years now, and customers have been with us every single step of that 14-year journey. I like to take a look back and find customers that are celebrating a decade with us. There's about 130 customers that have been with us for 10 years now, which is just amazing. And of those 130, there's about 25 customers and partners that are here with us today. So thank you. I'm very much looking forward to another 10 years of mutual success between us as we continue to build and deliver the best email marketing platform in the world. And, you know, I say that. I can say that. I own the product, so I love the product. It's the best in the world. But the analysts, they also tend to agree with us, too. So Forrester released their Wave report earlier this year, focused on email marketing, and they gave us 5 out of 5 on our technology platform and our development strategy. So a huge accomplish to the email team. It's amazing. We're doing great things, and we're delivering great products. And they even went a step further, and they stated that ExactTarget still remains the best fit for the most types of marketers. So that means small business, large business, Fortune 500, mom and pop shops, distributed organizations. We really are able to deliver services to all types of business. So we're super proud of that. Now, as we look at our platform and our product, we generally think of email marketing into 3 pillars. So you've heard 3 a lot today. Matt Fleck was just up here talking about 3 pillars of journey management. I'm going to talk about the 3 pillars of smart email marketing. Those are content, data, and sending and tracking. And so I'm going to go into each of these today and let you know some great new innovations, new features, and new products that we're launching for content, data, and then sending and tracking. So we're going to start off right now with content. Content is absolutely huge. It's what's driving your subscribers and your customers to click through, to open your email, and then drive them to your site or wherever you're trying to go to get them to convert. It's absolutely enormous. You have people on your team that are dedicated to creating content, and you have processes in place to work through, approve that content, and get it ready for you to send it out. And we have constantly been delivering you with innovative features around content in order to manage it, build it, and then test and proof it. You heard yesterday, and you heard this morning, we have some awesome new content products. I'm talking about 3, some new content management tools, new content building tools, and new content testing and proofing tools. So let's start off with content management. We are so excited to announce the launch of Content Canvas. Content Canvas is our cross-channel content management solution. That will be the place you store all of your content across the Marketing Cloud. So that doesn't mean just email. You will store your email content inside of Content Canvas. It will be an update and a replacement for some of the tools used today, like My Documents and My Images and Portfolio and those types of things. But you'll also be able to store content that you're creating inside of Cloud Pages and inside of the mobile products, Mobile Connect and Mobile Push, and new products that we may launch. This will be the home and the central place for all that content. And there's some really great new features that we're including in order to make this the home for all that content. It's going to be fully searchable. So you can search for any piece of content that you upload into Content Canvas. So no longer do you have to create folders and remember which folder you stored that one image in because you really like that image to use it in your email campaign. You can really simply and easily just search for it and find it in a snap and put it in your email. To include additional tools with the search, we're putting in place tagging. So you can now tag your content as well. So you'll be able to search for it by name. But let's say you upload a bunch of hero images and you want to associate some sort of theme to certain images. You'll be able to search for that very specific image of that bike based on how you tag that content. You'll also be able to use those tags in reporting as well. So as we build out additional reports, those tags will tell you which pieces of content are performing the best. So some really, really great, powerful tools with Content Canvas. So what goes hand in hand with Content Canvas is the ability to build your content. That's Content Builder. Content Builder is our all-new cross-channel content editing and building application inside of the Marketing Cloud. This thing was built from the ground up. Our #1 most requested feature is around our editing tools. We took that feedback and we built Content Builder. This tool will be available across not only email, but just like Content Canvas, the entire Marketing Cloud to build and edit your content. Today, we're launching it with email. And so with this, you're going to get an all-new, streamlined email creation and template creation process. So that process when you go and you create a new template or you create a new email inside of ExactTarget, that wizard-driven or screen-driven process will look all new and refreshed and streamlined for you. It looks great. Once you're in and you're creating your email or your template and you're editing your HTML, There's an all-new HTML editor. So working with customers, I know a lot of you are using third-party software outside of ExactTarget to build your HTML because it has great tools available to you to do that. With our new HTML editor, you have a lot of those great tools natively inside of ExactTarget. So color coding of your HTML code as you're typing it out. Code snippets are available within the new HTML editor. And line numbers within that editor are also available. So some really great tools to make it easier for you, streamline your process, cut time out of your workflow. Actually, one more thing about HTML editor too. So on the right side on the screen up there, you can see our persistent preview. So as you're editing, that preview will update in real time, just like it would for any traditional HTML editor. You put your code in, and you'll see those changes reflected right away in the persistent preview. My favorite thing about Content Builder are our content blocks. So content blocks you're probably familiar with if you're building emails today using templates. It's the image-only, text-only, free-form content areas that you use to build those emails. Those will still be there. Those are available. They will be enabled now through a drag-and-drop interface. So you'll drag those content blocks into your template. Along with those, we're launching smart content blocks. So this is where your dynamic content will live. So there'll be a dynamic content smart content block. There'll be an A/B testing content block to test certain pieces of content within your email. There'll also be predictive recommendations powered by our predictive intelligence technology. So that's simple as dragging that content block into your email and setting up those content recommendations. Now, my absolute favorite thing about these smart content blocks is they are essentially like mini apps inside a Content Builder. Like any app, these things come with an SDK. That SDK is available to you all. So as a customer, if you have a very specific workflow or you have maybe some certain formatting you don't want it to allow your users to be able to use, you can build a content block, or our team can build a content block for you to do that. Our partners can also build content blocks. So if there's functionality they want to enhance inside a Content Builder, they can do that using the SDK for content blocks. Or if they want to invent or create some all-new functionality, they could do that as well. So really, really powerful stuff with Content Builder and content blocks. Last thing I'll mention about Content Builder is that this thing can be deployed from absolutely anywhere. So if any of you guys are using Journey Builder today, in Journey Builder, if you want to use an email, you have to create your activity and then go select the email you want to use. That email has to be living already inside of the email application. So there's a little bit of switching back and forth between apps. With Content Builder, you can deploy this thing from anywhere. So if you're in Journey Builder and you want to create an email, you just create it. You deploy Content Builder and create it. So really powerful, really, really exciting stuff with Content Canvas and Content Builder. These are going live, as Brian mentioned, next weekend in our release. The way we're rolling this out is there'll be a beta starting on Monday, October 9th. I'll give you some more information if you're interested in that beta at the end of the presentation. If you want to hold out, we are starting to roll this out generally later this year with a rollout plan through the start of next year. One additional great announcement around content is once you create it and you're storing it and everything looks good, you need to be able to test that content. So in our release in August, we rolled out an all-new interface for a product through our partnership with ReturnPath called Inbox Preview. Now, ReturnPath has a set of products inside of the email tool called Inbox Tools. Those tools include things like a really deep dive in deliverability, so you can see how your emails are being delivered across the inbox or bulk folder if they're just going missing. You can get some sender score information, and it also includes this great Inbox Preview tool. This allows you, as a marketer, to generate up to 35 different previews of your email across a whole host of email clients globally, and actually see those previews, click through them, and get some approvals on that content. So all new interface launched in August, totally streamlined, more in line with your workflow, and some new tools as well. Some great new HTML analysis or additional HTML analysis to run on your code to make sure things look all good before you send it out. And then also some more mobile device reporting. So you can do some landscape reporting as well as some text-only reporting on mobile devices. So really, really exciting stuff around content. I'm just over the moon excited about Content Canvas and Content Builder. And we have a ton of wonderful customers that are using the power of our content tools today to manage their email programs. One of those customers is Hulu. And we have Anna Pearson from Hulu who's going to join me on the stage in a little bit to talk about the great work that her and her team are doing. But we're going to be using Hulu in our demo today. So Eric Prue, who's our Senior Director of Content Products, up on the demo stage up there.
Hey, Ben.
Eric, good morning. Him and his team were really responsible for building Content Builder and Content Canvas and just did an outstanding job. And as I mentioned, we're going to use Hulu this morning in our demo. So if I go ahead and key it up, Eric has been a very avid Hulu Plus customer, which is their paid subscription service. But this summer, he just has been really busy and hasn't consumed as much content as he used to. He just moved back to Indianapolis and bought a home. So he's decided he's going to cancel his Hulu subscription. So he's going to do that on the Hulu Plus app, which you can see up on the phone right now. Now, the really smart marketers over at Hulu, they've identified this as a customer journey in their life cycle. And they want to put a journey in place where they're going to try to stop those customers from canceling their subscription or win them back. So if we switch over to the computer view, you can see the journey that we've built as part of this demo inside of Journey Builder. So Eric, what are we seeing up on the screen?
Well, what we're looking at, Ben, is through an integration with Journey Builder for apps, Hulu Plus is triggering an event from the mobile website or the mobile app that sets off a series of interactions. So you can see once I cancel the subscription, that fires an event in Journey Builder that sends a couple of emails to try and win me back as a Hulu Plus customer.
Cool, that's awesome. I love how we've embedded the Journey Builder for apps SDK directly in the Hulu Plus app, and we're able to launch this journey. So the emails that are in here, how are they built, Eric? Show us the power of these new content tools.
Well, Ben, we've been doing content management for 14 years. So we've taken the culmination of all of our customer feedback, all the experience that we've built over the years, and we've completely built a new content management system from the ground up. And we are so excited about Content Canvas, and really what I'm going to show is, typical email workflow, how you upload images into the system. You can see you have a great thumbnail view of all the different images you might have in. And you'll see I can drag a couple of images in from my desktop here. And those are going to upload in real time and be added to my library. And that's all super, super easy and a really nice improvement in innovation. What I also love about Content Canvas is that instead of using folders, all I have to do to find my content is execute a quick search. And you'll notice everything shows up in real time. All of the assets that I've got in the content library are available to me to pull in, to add tags, to configure. I particularly like this image. What do you think about it, Ben?
I love this. I mean, if I got this, if I was canceling my Hulu Plus subscription, which I would never do, this would definitely win me back.
That's great, but that's not all. That's not all. There's more. What's awesome about having a content library that serves the entire Marketing Cloud is that we have these channel permissions here that allow me to specify what individual channels I actually want to use for this specific asset. And I want to use it everywhere I can. So I'm going to use it in email and web.
This is awesome, Eric. It's so easy to use. I love the drag and drop interface. So we get our assets uploaded into the tool. Next step for me in my workflow is to build my template. So what does that look like?
Absolutely. So the entire template creation process has been revamped as well. So if we go inside of Content Canvas, you can build branded templates that you can use across your entire email program. So we've got the reacquisition template that I'm going to use. Now what's great about this template management tool is that all of the marketing teams that have to work with designers, coding HTML, I know as a marketer many of you don't want to have to learn HTML to code email. So what is so amazing about the template management tool is that you paste in HTML and you can see in real time it updates the preview of what that template looks like. I've got a couple of content blocks. What's also great is there's a responsive preview. And this is against my HTML code. So I can edit my code on the left and I'll see the preview on the right, which is great. But the best part about this tool is that when I save this out, what I'm given is I'm given a new layout view. And this layout view exposes those amazing content blocks you mentioned earlier so that I can easily drag in placeholder content to predefine anything that I might want to incorporate into the email program. And it's really an amazing way to build templates and to streamline the email workflow.
Yeah, this is great. I can already tell you, and I'm sure a lot of you in the audience probably agree, this is easy. and you can already start to pick out steps that you guys go through to create your emails and streamline that process. So this looks awesome, Eric. Our template's built. It's looking good, but I need this Family Guy image in here in order for me to convert. So how do we go from here?
Okay, great. So the last piece of the equation here is to go to the email application. And what you can see is inside of the email application, I populated my email with some content. I got my subject line and pre-header. And now I have a bunch of different options for blocks inside of the Content Builder tool here. So I've got predictive content, which is powered by predictive intelligence. I've got dynamic content that allows me to define rules and criteria. And then I've got A/B testing that allow me to optimize on top of all the great WYSIWYG tools that we have. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag a predictive content block over. Because this is powered by predictive intelligence, I can integrate all the different predictive components from my website. It'll look at what information I've been browsing, what kind of TV shows I like. This is just a preview just for you, Ben, as a Family Guy lover. And what it does is it allows me to see what this email looks like, save it, it's good to go. And this is just as easy as how building an email is going to be in the future. We really believe that it's going to change the game for your email workflow and your email creation process.
Awesome. What do you guys think? Look good? Well, I can just picture myself cozying up there next to Peter, I think, on the bed. All right. So that's content. We love content. As I said, content's huge. If content is huge, data is the key. You're unable to leverage the power of that content without having the customer data to drive the relevancy, to drive your targeting, and even really just have the email address. So we've focused for a long time on delivering really innovative tools for you to allow you to grow your list, manage your data, and segment that audience once you have that list inside of ExactTarget. So I have some really exciting announcements here as well. The first one, you'll see here in a minute, we've gone out of our way from a product marketing perspective to name this thing. It is called blank email opt-in. What it allows your customers to do is send a blank email to opt in. So it's pretty self-explanatory. So really what it does, all kidding aside, this was built as a part of our launch in the Japanese market. We launched there in June. The Japanese market had a specific requirement that they wanted prospective subscribers to be able to send a blank email to an address that a marketer or company has set up to then opt in to receive subscription or newsletters or emails from that company. So we built it, and when we built it, we're like, this has a bigger picture than just for the Japanese market, so we're going to be enabling this for any accounts that have your sender authentication package, so you have your own custom domain. If you want to try it out, ExactTarget, we have a weekly email that we send out. It's a digest of all that's going on in digital marketing from all over the globe. It's called The Spark. I hope a lot of you get it. If you don't, it's really, really great content, highlights some really good customers, not even our customers, all companies. It's very inspirational. So if you want to try it out, get your phone out, send an email to spark@sendmespark.com. There doesn't have to be anything in the subject line, anything in the body. It's blank email opt-in, and we'll get you opted in to receive the Spark. So once you have your list and you've grown it, you need tools to be able to manage it and segment it. So last year at Connections, we launched drag and drop segmentation. And we've seen a lot of you adopt it. Over 2,500 of you have turned this on in your ExactTarget account. What this is it gives you a streamlined user experience across lists, groups, and data extensions inside of ExactTarget. So we have 3 different ways to manage your data. This streamlines that entire user experience. It also introduced the capability to do drag and drop segmentation. So with drag and drop segmentation, you have all your attributes, and it's literally as easy as dragging those attributes onto the screen to build pretty complex queries directly inside of the Marketing Cloud. If you haven't adopted this, I urge you to. They're great tools. You'll use them from day one. But if you need some help to adopt them, please come visit us in the campground after the session in the expo hall, and we'll be happy to sort of walk you through that process of what it looks like. So you have your data in, you're managing it, and you're segmenting it, and we have some customers that want to do some hyper segmentation inside of ExactTarget. So for that, we have Audience Builder. Audience Builder is an absolutely amazing product. It processes, or it can process, millions and millions of rows of data in the matter of seconds to create very highly targeted and relevant audiences for you to send emails to, or really send anything to in the Marketing Cloud. And we have a couple great new features as part of Audience Builder. So dimensions inside of Audience Builder allow you to specify predefined sets of data that you can then build your audiences against. So we have launched 3 new standard dimensions inside of ExactTarget for Audience Builder: Predictive Intelligence, Mobile Connect, and Mobile Push. So these will all be new data segments you can have when you're building your audiences using Audience Builder. We've also launched new extended dimensions. Extended dimensions are non-native data that you're bringing into the Marketing Cloud. Those extended dimensions are web analytics and e-commerce data. So if you imagine, take your e-commerce data, so you're feeding in your abandoned carts, you're feeding in browse abandons, whatever it is that you're feeding into the system, into your web analytics system, you're feeding that data to us. We have the power of predictive intelligence to then be able to serve up a bunch of product recommendations or tell you product recommendations. And you can start building audiences of people that abandoned a certain page and recommend products to them. So it's really, really powerful what you can do with dimensions inside of Audience Builder. 2 other great new announcements for Audience Builder as well. First, Publish Preview. So Publish Preview allows you to see a preview of your audience before you publish it out to a channel. So today, you may not know what's in that audience until you publish it, and you go and look in that data extension that you published. With Publish Preview, you can see inside of Audience Builder to make sure the data looks right before you hit the Publish button. You can even search for an individual email address to make sure it's part of the group if you're doing some testing or something like that. And then lastly, for Audience Builder, we are super hard at work at developing integrations into Journey Builder and Contacts for Audience Builder. So with the Journey Builder integration, you'll be able to publish audiences as part of your journey. And with the Contact integration, with Audience Builder, you can create calculated attributes and then push those calculated attributes to our Contacts model, which is the single view of the customer across all the Marketing Cloud, and then use that data across other channels. So if you were calculating average order value or lifetime value for if you're a retail business as an individual subscriber inside Audience Builder, you can then push that data out and use it wherever you want it to in the Marketing Cloud. So some really exciting new announcements on Audience Builder. So we have a ton of customers that are using the power of the data with the content to drive really relevant and targeted communications. I mentioned Hulu earlier, and we're lucky enough to have Anna Pearson here from Hulu, who heads up engagement and retention for Hulu.
Ben, happy to be here.
Anna, thank you so much.
Wow.
So I imagine a lot of people in the crowd today are familiar with Hulu and what you guys do and the services you offer, but I think just a quick overview of what you're up to would be great.
Absolutely. So Hulu is a premium service for streaming content, and our mission is really to captivate and connect our audience with amazing shows, movies, clips, and some of the top titles that I'm sure many of you guys have heard of include South Park or Sleepy Hollow, The Mindy Project, which it's awesome to see that she'll be here tomorrow. And we even have just announced a new original that's actually based off a Stephen King novel called 11/22/63, based off of JFK's assassination. So we are very, very excited to be leveraging your tools and really continue to do a strong job at content marketing.
That's awesome. I love original programming, too. I can't wait to watch the new show. Yeah. So what are you doing? How are you using our tools today? What sort of things are you running through ExactTarget?
Yeah, this year we really focused in on 2 key priorities. One being, how do we continue to increase our acquisition rates? How do we boost up conversion? The other thing is looking at early life engagement. So we know that we have a lot of viewers who use Hulu, which is our free service, and then we also have Hulu Plus, which is our $7.99 service. And so it's really critical that we keep people who've upgraded to Plus engaged. And so we've leveraged a lot of your solutions to look at how do we boost the conversion rates and how do we keep viewers continuing to watch more, because we know that's going to improve retention rates.
That's awesome. So what sort of things are you doing from an acquisition strategy? What are you running through the platform?
Yeah, this, earlier on this year, we really focused in on behavioral targeting for our upsell strategy. We looked at how do we identify the users who come to Hulu and are new users, they're active, and how do we understand what's the best time to let them know about Hulu Plus and really upgrade. And so that's what we've done, because behaviors change week over week. Some people consume a little bit every other day. Some people consume all on Saturday night. So it's critical that we understand exactly when to let them know about Hulu Plus and upgrade them to our service. And that's what we've seen. We've seen conversion rates over the last 6 months continue to tick up as a result of your targeting capabilities.
That's great. I think that watching it all on Saturday night, I think you call that binge watching, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So once they become Hulu Plus subscribers, you've got to be able to engage them. I mean, probably the hardest thing is get them to be a Hulu Plus subscriber, but then you need them to understand what your brand is and take advantage of everything you have to offer. What are you doing there?
We have a program that's a campaign called the Hulu Hot List, and that's because it has hot content that's really personalized and relevant to each of our viewers. So when you go ahead and upgrade, you're watching in your first few days, we identify those Hulu Plus users, and we have a customized email that looks at 2 data sets. It looks at watch history, and it also takes into consideration our recommendations engine. And when we merge those 2 kind of data sets, what we're able to do is really personalize that email based on people's viewing habits. And that's really critical because consumption changes, and I know I'm a big lover of dramas. I love Revenge, and I love a few other exciting shows. And so if I, over time, change and want to watch Family Guy or other comedies, I want a combination of both of those shows so that the content I see is really personalized to me. And that's exactly what we've done, and we've been able to measure it and look at those people who receive our emails, how many people go on to watch that show and actually not just start the show but complete that show, because that helps us measure really the strength of our suggested content.
That's great. Really, truly taking the power of that data and mixing it with the content to drive engagement. That's awesome. Yeah. So it sounds like you guys are really busy. You're here at Connections. You're seeing all these great things. You have big plans for next year?
In Q1, we'll definitely be leaning into Journey Builder. We definitely need automation tools. We have a lean team who's here with me today, and we need to be able to be scalable, flexible with our solutions. We have many different campaigns running, whether it's content launches or whether it's customized emails, personalized recommendations. So we need to be able to have solutions that allow us to get a lot out in a little bit of time.
That's great. That's great. So I love asking customers this next question. So it just gives me focus and what you're doing in your business. What is your favorite product that we offer at ExactTarget?
We've really heavily leaned in on your professional services team. That's been critical this year. I guess as we continue on into Q1, we need to be able to not just think about email marketing, but expanding beyond the customer journey, looking at in-app messaging, push notifications to really optimize. So we'll be continuing to use your professional services team for content analysis, other sorts of data insights, so that we can continue to change and really be make sure that we understand that journey with so many different segments. And as we kind of dive even further into the segmentation analysis that we have going on, it's critical that we get that insights and we understand where should we be spending our time to make sure that we continue to hit our growth goals for the next year.
That's awesome. I love that we're able to provide you value both in software and on the service side as well. So one last question for you. Is there anything that I definitely need to be aware of that's coming with Hulu?
As I mentioned, our originals, definitely be aware of that. Okay. And I don't know what you're doing on Saturday night, but we have 8 seasons of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, so you could spend it there. But a lot of great content, so I definitely encourage you to check it out along with everyone else here, and appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you, Anna, so much for joining us today.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure how she's aware of my habits on Saturdays, but I mean, it's always fun to see the drama between Kanye and Kim, All right, so we've talked about content and we've talked about data. This next pillar is my favorite, actually, sending and tracking. So I'm sure most of you in the crowd have experienced this. There's a lot of work that goes into creating that content, building your data, and getting it approved, which could be a little bit of a hassle. And you're ready to hit the send button. So you're there on the send screen, everything looks good, you've had someone look over your shoulder, make sure it's all good to go, and you hit that send button. You get some butterflies, it's going out to 100,000 people, it's huge. You can then go into the tracking screens and see those real-time opens and clicks. There's nothing really quite like seeing your work go out and then immediately being able to see what's happening with it. So I love sending and tracking, and we have some really great new features here. So to start off, I mentioned at the beginning that last year, since Connections, we sent 8.5 billion transactional triggered emails. Today, we're launching an all-new interface for those transactional emails called Transactional Sending. Again, product marketing machine was going on these. Transactional Sending. With this new interface, you have all new dashboards that allow you to see a heads-up display of how your transactional triggered emails were really running inside of the platform. Your opens, your clicks, all right there for you. We didn't stop there, though. Not only did we deliver an interface for you as a marketer, we are also introducing a new interface for your IT user. So as an IT user, you'll now be able to see the overall health of your transactional emails. So how many are erring? How many are bouncing? The IT team is oftentimes very heavily engaged with you as you're building these out. So giving them a dashboard to be able to see what they want to see is really, really important. We are also bringing in message level tracking. So if you take it then a click deeper and you go into the individual messages that are running for your triggered sends, you can see beautiful graphs that show how those are performing over time, both from a health perspective and then just a performance perspective. We're rolling all those messages up then into folders. So within ExactTarget, when you build your triggered sends, you put it in a folder. You can then see all of those available inside of the new transactional sending interface. And what you may not know, for those of you using Journey Builder, when you create emails inside of Journey Builder, those emails are actually transactional triggered messages inside of the email platform. And we're rolling all those up then into individual folders as well. So within the transactional sending interface, you'll be able to easily and quickly see all emails that are being executed for any given journey and the performance of those messages. So some really great new stuff with transactional sending. So we start to look at reporting then. I think on top of mind for nearly every email marketer is what's my open rate for my emails on mobile versus desktop. Well, in August, we launched an all-new mobile report. This is out of the box in your account today. If you log in, you can run this report. It is going to show you open rate and click rate on your mobile device versus your desktop. So we're seeing numbers like 60% of emails being opened on mobile devices. So if you haven't run this yet, go run it. Check out what your rates look like and start to consider things like mobile optimized content for your emails. It's really, really important. For those marketers that want to take their reporting to the next level on mobile and see device-level reporting, inside of Discover, which is our drag-and-drop reporting tool, it sits on top of the same exact architecture as Audience Builder. So it's really, really fast, processes millions and millions of rows of records in a matter of seconds. You can get device-level reporting. So you can not only see your open rate on mobile versus desktop, you can see your open rate on iPhone versus Android versus Windows PC. Also with Discover, we've enabled geolocation reporting. So based on IP address, you can see open and click information on where people are opening and clicking based on that IP address. And the last thing with Discover is we're integrating Discover into that same contacts model, that single view of the customer. And you can start to pull in your own data into Discover for reporting purposes. So if you're bringing in an outside source of data and you want to start to pivot reports in Discover, you will soon be able to do that inside of the Discover platform. So some great, exciting stuff around Discover and sending and tracking. I'm going to bring Eric back up to the stage, and we are going to revisit that win-back campaign that we launched. We were fast-forwarding a couple weeks, and check out how the results are looking. So, Eric, what are we seeing on screen?
Well, Ben, what we're looking at here is I've logged into the Transactional Sending app within the Marketing Cloud, and what is awesome about Transactional Sending is that all of my triggered and transactional emails powered by the Marketing Cloud are viewable here. So I see what's been delivered, what's bounced, open and click rate across my entire email program, including Journey Builder, as you mentioned earlier. So what we can also do is we dive in. As I'm looking at the reacquisition program, I want to look at some specific emails and look at the 2 different emails that I sent as part of that program and actually track how they're performing over time. So here I can see performance over the last 7 days. I can also get a quick snapshot of what the individual email performance is at a general open and click rate level. So this is just a great way for me as a marketer to go in and just get a litmus test of how things are going. What's also great is that as a marketer, my IT manager is happy because they can log into the system and they can get a quick snapshot of how things are going from an IT perspective. So transactional emails are usually very deeply integrated into your core systems, whether it's password resets, order confirmations, any of those real-time business-critical emails that are powered through the Marketing Cloud. You can see any errors in the API calls. You can see bounces that might be trending. The IT user can even go in and actually see a full system log of every API call that's been made and what happened with that API call, which is really exciting stuff to the marketers in the room, I'm sure, but the IT people in the room are really happy.
Yeah, this looks great, Eric. I love the interface and how easy it is to see the performance of these transactional sends. So that win-back campaign, the goal of that was to get people to not leave or get them to convert and re-up as a Hulu Plus subscriber. So I'd really actually like to see the conversion data. Is that something that we can see in here as well?
Luckily, Ben, it is. So,
knew it would be.
As part of the web and mobile analytics product launch that we announced yesterday and provided more information about in the analytics session today, what's so great about this product is that it is connected to the email application inside the ExactTarget Marketing Cloud. So inside of web and mobile analytics, you'll see I have an email conversion tracking tile. And I can dive into that tile to see how my campaign is performing. I can see dollars influenced by this specific campaign or across my email program as a whole. And what's awesome about this is I can break that conversion down by location or by mobile versus desktop and get an amazing snapshot into how the overarching email program is performing.
Awesome. This is great, Eric. Thank you.
Happy birthday, by the way, Ben. It's Ben's birthday, everybody.
All right. So this morning we talked about 3 key pillars of smart email marketing: content, data, and sending and tracking. So as you can see with our content tools, we are heavily investing in Content Canvas and Content Builder as a single place to manage and build your content across the Marketing Cloud. You can expect us to continue innovating in that area and building out Content Canvas and Content Builder. For data, we've delivered you innovative tools to build, manage, and segment the data that you bring into the Marketing Cloud. You can expect us to go full force ahead into the contacts model and integrate lists, groups, date extensions, and filters that you're sending to into the contacts model in a real way. And then lastly, on sending and tracking, Eric gave you a little preview there of the web and mobile analytics tool. That is this afternoon at 4:45. If you guys want to come to that session right here in this room. And we are committed to providing you with a single place to manage all of that tracking and all of that reporting across the whole Marketing Cloud. So some really exciting stuff for us when we think about the future for email within the Marketing Cloud. Now, before we wrap up, I have 2 calls to action for you. Number 1, Content Canvas and Content Builder. As I mentioned, this thing launches beta a week from Monday, October the 6th. If you are interested in the beta, please text content to 56237, and we will reach out to you next week on if we're going to turn these on in your account. If we're not going to for one reason or another, or you want to wait, like I mentioned, we're starting to roll this out GA, generally available in November, and we'll continue to roll it out to accounts through the start of next year. For transactional sending, we're also launching beta October 6th, that Monday. If you want this, just text us, transact to 56237, and we will turn this on for you in your account right away. This will go GA in November. So anyone that's using triggered sends will have transactional sending available in November. All right, so thank you everyone for your time this morning. I hope you see the future for email is extremely bright at ExactTarget, and we do it all for you guys and because of you. So thank you. Enjoy your rest of your day at Connections, and enjoy lunch.